start this afternoon's top stories. St. Kitts Nevis Patriots secure third win. Antigua-Barbuda Prime Minister denies allegations of victimization. And London remembers the 7/7 attacks. Good afternoon and welcome to ZIZ Midday Newscast. Today is Tuesday, 7th July 2015. I'm Carla Berridge. In national developments, a second consecutive superb bowling performance from the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots saw them register their third win of the 2015 Hero Caribbean Premier League season and their second against the Barbados Tridents. Tabriz Shamsi followed his 4 for 23 performance against Jamaica Talawas with an even more impressive 4 for 10 as the Patriots restricted the Tridents to just 135 for 8 from their 20 overs, a target that the Patriots chased in 17.1 overs for the loss of only 2 wickets, with Marlon Samuels scoring 71 not out of 54 balls. Shamsi said it was another all-around performance from their tournament newcomers.
Another big CPL team and another convincing victory. So a lot of credit goes to all the boys, the management, you know, all the guys involved, even behind the scenes. It's a complete squad effort and we're really looking forward to the other games coming up now.
He also commented on his recent performance with the ball after taking a total of 8 wickets in his last 2 games.
Just really fortunate that things are going my way in the last couple of games, especially. You know, we know T20 can be a brutal game for bowlers, so on another day you can come and bowl exactly the same and get hit for 50 and everyone's, you know, saying you're bowling badly. Meanwhile, I still firmly believe it's a batsman's game. So I'm just really thankful that it's going my way.
Shamsi also commended the home crowd for its support over the last few matches at Warner Park.
Every time you're winning games, the energy will naturally be better. But we just, you know, we're enjoying the crowd that's coming out here and supporting us in Warner Park, you know, finally having a local team to support. So we're just glad that we can give the guys something to cheer about. And when the people are enjoying themselves off the field, the players enjoy themselves on the field.
With Monday's win, the St. Kitts and Nevis Patriots consolidated its position at third in the league table. The Patriots will be back in action on Wednesday against the Guyana Amazon Warriors. The UNESCO Sub-Regional Slave Route Seminar has begun at the St. Kitts Marriott, concentrating on the very sensitive issue of reparations for the Caribbean people where slavery is concerned. Beyond reparations, strengthening the slave route project in the Caribbean region is a central theme, and several Caribbean luminaries, including Caribbean historian Sir Hilary Beckles, Dr. Alvin Thompson, Dr. Ahmed Reid, Dr. Tara Innes, and St. Kitts' own Sir Probin Innes, will attend to share their expertise in helping to define an impactful and effective plan of action in moving forward as Caribbean people. This evening, there will be a symposium at the Sir Cecil Jacobs Auditorium that will engage the general public on the topic of the fight for reparations in the Caribbean sub-region, pipe dream or reality. Transportation will be provided and the admission is free of cost. News reaching ZIZ's news desk indicates that Ernest Hendricks, alias Patches, has succumbed to gunshot injuries. According to an earlier release from the Royal St. Christopher and Nevis Police Force on Wednesday 24th June at about 6 a.m., an armed masked assailant entered Hendricks' bakery in Palmetto Point and attacked him, causing gunshot injuries. Hendricks was transported to the Joseph N. France General Hospital and was warded in critical condition. This morning, Hendricks succumbed to those injuries. Currently, there is 1 person in custody assisting the police. The investigation has now been elevated to one of murder. A look at news on the regional scene. Antigua and Barbuda Prime Minister Gaston Brown has denied allegations that his administration played a role in the arrest of former Speaker of the Parliament, D. Giselle Isaac, who is facing fraud charges in Antigua. Brown, who was attending the 36th annual summit of the Caribbean Community CARICOM leaders that ended in Barbados on the weekend, told reporters that the allegations were nothing more than a knee-jerk reaction of every single person who finds themselves in trouble with the law. Isaac, who is also the UPP chairman, was arrested and charged last month as police probe activities at the Board of Education, initiated by the Education Minister Michael Brown in August last year. Isaac was alleged to have committed offences during the period 2013 to 2014. Prime Minister Brown told reporters that there was an investigation into the matter and certain alleged wrongdoings were found, and she was brought before the courts. In St. Lucia, over the last 2 decades, the Desrow community has been plagued by an inconsistent supply of pipe-borne water. Last week, the National Emergency Management Organization undertook a new rainwater harvesting initiative to eliminate the perennial water problem. Winston Springer Jr. reports for HTS News Force.
Now, the Migu South Disaster Management Committee has collaborated with NEMO on a major project to help reduce the vulnerability of the community. Committee Chairman Paul Francis explains the rainwater harvesting project is intended to help alleviate water shortages, particularly in the event of a major disaster. The project will be funded by the United States Agency for International Development and the Office of U.S. Foreign Disaster Assistance through a $30,000 grant. In addition to the physical works, Director of NEMO, Velda Joseph, says that a great number of area residents need to be educated about the project. Other follow-up activities include training in system care and maintenance, teaching the rudiments of water purification, and installation of treatment facilities at some shelters. NEMO hopes to expand the project and replicate it throughout St. Lucia to help protect the nation's citizens against the adverse effects of climate change.
Internationally, on the 7th of July 2015, 4 suicide bombers attacked central London, killing 52 people and injuring hundreds more. It was one of the worst terrorist atrocities in Britain. 10 years later, BBC News looks back at how the day unfolded.
Reports are just coming in of an explosion at Liverpool Street Station here in London.
On that Aldgate, I can confirm a bomb damage to train, one carriage completely wiped out, at least 9 people very seriously injured and trapped. 2 confirmed fatalities.
All of a sudden there was just an explosion. Big white appeared, and then it was just smoke everywhere. In the tunnel, we was trying to close the doors because it was just smoke, we couldn't breathe.
Everyone's just asking what's happened. All we're being told is it's a major incident and the whole of the London Underground is now shut.
Sorry, we've got major incident here. Sorry, can we move off the road?
We're now also hearing that there have been further incidents at Russell Square. Now, British Transport Police are saying that a power surge caused the incidents, some of which caused explosions.
Excuse me, please.
Literally, there was just a very loud bang. The train derailed. There was smoke everywhere. There's a lot of serious injuries down there as well. A lot of serious head injuries.
And that she's on the tube somewhere, and that she's at Russell Square, but no one's really telling us anything at the moment. So we're just kind of waiting to see what happens. It's just the not knowing, the phones are down.
There are 2 trains stuck in tunnels at Edgware Road, and it's not known if they've collided or whether passengers remain on board.
Everyone thought they were going to die. People started saying prayers, praying to God, panicking. breaking the carriage windows with their bare hands, anything to get oxygen into the carriage.
You started listening to the people shouting on the carriage that blew up, and there was this awful screaming of people like just help, 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 and it's just indescribable.
We're now hearing reports that a bus has been ripped apart in an explosion in central London.
One man has actually shown myself some footage that he recorded on his mobile phone of a bus exploding a few streets away, just near to Euston Station, people lying on the floor.
All of London's transport is currently disabled or stopped, whether that's buses or trains. So the safest thing that everybody can do is to stay where they are.
There is a suggestion that the explosion on the bus in Tavistock Square was caused by a suicide bomber. If they are.
Bill Cosby has admitted to getting prescription Quaaludes to try to give women he wanted to have sex with, newly released documents show. CNN's Sarah Ganim reports.
A bombshell in the ongoing Cosby sexual assault controversy, shockingly revealed in his own words. The admissions surfacing in newly unsealed court documents. The embattled comedian testifying under oath that in 2005, he had obtained 7 prescriptions of Quaaludes, a powerful hypnotic and sedative, admitting his intent to drug young women he wanted to have sex with. His confession, testimony from a civil lawsuit filed by Andrea Constand, a former Temple University employee that was settled in 2006. In the deposition, obtained and made public by the Associated Press, the plaintiff's attorney questioning the now 77-year-old Cosby. Question: when you got the Quaaludes, was it in your mind that you were going to use these Quaaludes for young women that you wanted to have sex with? Cosby answering, yes. You gave them to other people? Yes. When the attorney goes on to ask him, did you ever give any of those women Quaaludes without their knowledge? Cosby's lawyer objects, telling him not to answer the question. The woman in that case, accusing Cosby of drugging and molesting her, giving her 3 blue pills. The documents also include Cosby's recollection of a 1970s encounter with a woman in Las Vegas. She meets me backstage, he says. I give her Quaaludes. We then have sex. According to the newly released court documents, Cosby's lawyers insisting that 2 of the accusers were aware that they were taking Quaaludes from the comedian. Over the past 40 years, more than 25 women have publicly alleged that Cosby raped or assaulted them.
It was very powerful. It came on very quickly. The room started to spin. At that point, I knew he had drugged me.
But Cosby, who starred as the lovable Dr. Cliff Huxtable on The Cosby Show, has long denied drugging and sexually molesting these women and has never been criminally charged. Barbara Bowman, one of Cosby's accusers, who many credit for paving the way for others to come forward, calls the revelations a game changer.
I think we're going to be heard now, and I think this is just the beginning.
And now the weather. Today will be partly sunny and hazy with a moderate chance of showers. Tonight will bring partly cloudy to hazy conditions with a slight chance of showers. Temperatures will reach a high of 81 degrees Fahrenheit. Sunset today will be at 6:49 p.m., while sunrise tomorrow will be at 5:43 a.m. That brings us to the end of the ZIZ newscast. Join us this evening for these stories and more in detail. Thank you so much for joining us. I'm Carla Berge.